Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. It's still the Thursday edition of the Morning Flight. And remember, every Thursday we deal with issues that pertain to the human angle. Today is not an exception. We have somebody special here who is going to be discussing something that affects you directly. I have Dr. Nkechi Ugbo. She's a member of the Nigerian Optometric Association and the MD of Remahad Eye Clinic, coming to talk to us about eye care. Eye care, yeah, I do care. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
And thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And it's eye care.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not eye care.
Right. Thank you for coming, Ma.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So good to have you
Welcome,
here.
Ma. Thank
Of
you.
course, we know that today
We're
is the...
actually, yes, celebrating World Eyesight Day today. And the theme is Love Your Eye at Work. Love your eye at work. I like that. Yes. Yeah, share. We'd like to have some insights on this.
So World Sight Day is a global event that's celebrated on the second Thursday of October every year. So the dates could vary.
Yeah.
For this year, it's 9th, which is today. And globally, we are celebrating the initiative of Loving Your Eyes.
Yeah.
The theme is actually Love Your Eyes. It's an initiative that is organized by the International Agency for Prevention of Blindness worldwide. So the objective is to encourage people to prioritize vision, good eyesight, and regular eye checkups. And also to get them to sound this message across all bodies, and get people to take decisions on prioritizing eye care. So that's why we're here today. I'm representing Nigeria Optometric Association. And with that, we've set the ball rolling already. And
what are those things that people can do to prevent all these avoidable vision loss? Because it is truly avoidable if we are given certain tips on the do's and don'ts when it comes to eye care. For instance, you said the theme for this year is Love Your Eyes at Work. Now, when people work constantly these days, people are so obsessed with the screen. And you may not blame them because it's one of the major work tools, any of the systems, and then the phones, anything that's got to do with screen. People's eyes are constantly fixated on it. So what can be done to mitigate some of these avoidable things that could lead to vision loss?
so, the eye is the most complicated organ in the human body aside from the brain.
Okay.
The eye is actually an extension of the brain. So, and 80% of the information that you receive in the world around you is from the eyes. So the eye should be prioritized. And God, being so awesome, gave us two. And but we also found that the eye is one of the most neglected.
Wow.
Because for some people, sometimes when there's visual suppression, maybe one eye is not seeing well, the other one could make up. That's how God made it. The other one could make up for the loss of the other.
Oh, really?
So some people wait to get symptoms before they present for eye checks. They could, if there's a pain in the finger, they're in the clinic. If there's any little symptoms anywhere, they present at the clinic. But with the eye, they wait for that point where it's like almost, the trigger is so high. That's when you see them come over to the clinic and say, oh, I have eye problems. And at that point, sometimes vision loss may be irreversible. Yeah, especially with some cases like glaucoma. There are also reversible vision problems like cataracts and some others, refractive errors. These can be corrected in the clinic.
So what do you mean by refractive errors?
Okay, refractive errors. Okay, so how your eyes see depends on the shape of your eyeball.
Okay.
So there are various types of refractive errors. Like the name implies, it's an error. The eye is not seeing the way it should see. So for some people, it's short-sightedness. For some people, it's far-sightedness or hypermetropia. while for some people it has to do with irregularity in the surface of the cornea, the surface of the eye, and that could lead to what we call astigmatism. So these are correctable visual impairments. They fall in the class of correctable visual impairment. And so that's where the name came from, refractive errors. So most people think that, oh, I have eye problem. And you say, do you want to go and have your eyes checked? And the first thing they tell you is, I don't like glasses. And then we keep telling people that eye test is not all about glasses.
Yes.
There are things there are conditions, diseases that, you can be saved from, even systemic conditions. Diabetes,
By eye check.
hypertension, yes, can be detected from just a regular eye check. We've had people come into the clinic, we check their eyes, oh, I can't see. And this person is diabetic. For some cases, blood pressure is hitting, and we have to refer them to the adequate specialists to be able to handle such conditions. So eye checks really is for the whole system, for the whole body, So,
And those things interconnected.
so refractive error is even one of the least, but most prevalent in terms of visual impairments. So there's this statistics that says that over 2.2 billion people in the world have eye issues, visual impairments. And of these, over 1 billion of these can be corrected.
Wow.
But some of these individuals do not present at the clinic with these conditions. For some also is accessibility. So we are also advocating for accessible, available, and affordable eye care
Accessible,
for all.
available, and affordable.
So, because we see a lot of children these days that are also having eye issues, I mean the sight issue, and the question keeps coming, why? For that young age.
The surge.
The surge is really high. We see little ones already, on glasses, or, they're complaining to their parents and all of that because, the eyes and all. So, what is the cause of this? Is it from birth? And, we just need to have an idea because there are a lot of mothers that are watching and, they have these questions. And also, we did mention that we're talking about the eye at the office. What can be readily done, especially to avoid, some of these issues with the eyes, especially looking at the screens, the systems, and all of that?
Sorry, I wanted to add, because when she talked about the children, I thought about babies and then the toddlers. You see them wearing heavy lenses and all, and you're wondering, could it have been congenital defect?
Okay. So let's start from the babies. So there are some eye conditions, yes, that could be congenital, such as childhood cataracts, congenital cataracts, and some conditions too could even have happened at birth, the process of, so...
Is it like badly managed childbirth or something?
Well, there are so many complications. It could be as a result of complications. And sometimes these things, you really don't even know how it came about, but you see it manifesting in very young children. And so what we do for the babies, congenital care is provided. Eye care is provided by pediatric specialists. It could be optometrists, ophthalmologists. So when you talk about babies wearing very thick glasses, there could be a serious condition. Possibly the baby had congenital cataracts, and the surgery was done. That's about a year or so. And then there's a gap between when there may be glasses prescribed even after the surgery is being done for the child to use.
Okay.
And also, when you talk about younger children, with the advent of the use of computers, we have these children use it most. And sometimes when we talk about computers, people just think it's just your desktop or laptop. No, your gadgets. These are visually display units, your TV at home.
The tabs.
The tabs they use, and these children are always focusing on these things. So there is this study that has been made that has shown that there is an increase in myopia, meaning short-sightedness amongst children. And this has to do with this consistent use of...
They call it the era of Screenification.
Or screen time.
Screenification.
Yes, that's
yeah.
screenification. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just hearing that one. And there's not this prevalence of short-sightedness. So we are advocating that we are saying parents should let their children go and play outdoor. Give them, reduce their screen time. It's even so bad these days. You're in church, you see parents, and they just feel this child is distracting them. And they just
Use it
give the
to
child
distract, yeah.
a tab. And I really can't.
Mm.
And I said, don't you think this word will affect this child?
Exactly.
The word will influence the child. The word will bring
It's
healing.
better the child is running around in church than for that child
Yes,
to be
but
holding.
parents give the
Yeah.
children tabs. They come to church and you see a child playing game.
Yes.
And you
I'm
take it
wondering
from
why.
the child and the child becomes so disruptive,
yes.
starts shouting,
Yes.
starts screaming until you give it back to the child. So it's something that we really need to curb. Tell parents, curb the screen time of your children. It should be limited to at least an hour a day.
An eye day.
Yes.
That will take
Screen
some
time.
doing.
And you can break that in sessions.
Yes, that will take some doing.
Yes, it will
screen
take
time
some
now.
doing, but
Yeah.
if you start,
Yeah.
you will see the results. It may just take some time. And then we tell these children, we tell them, go out, play outdoors, read. But then I also have to bring to attention that there are some visual learning challenges, that could present for a child. Maybe a child is disruptive, a child is hyperactive, a child cannot concentrate, focus on things, and most times some parents just feel, they take them to a special needs,
Special needs.
misdiagnose it as a behavioral disorder, attention disorder, but sometimes this has to do with vision. So it's important that you bring that child for eye check, take the child out, get the child's eyes checked annually, at least twice in a year. But worst case scenario, once in a year. And once you do that, you find out that this child that you think is disruptive, as soon as that child is presented with glasses, you see the child become calm, excited, interested in book work.
Wow.
Sometimes we've even seen children who are, detached from academic work, they are not interested because they are not seeing. And we try to create this awareness amongst parents and teachers. A child could be in class and is always sleeping. And teacher is calling the parents, always sleeping in class. It's not because the child is dull or the child is not interested. It could just be because the child is not seeing the board. And you don't miss what you don't have, because that child will just think, this is how I've always seen.
Wow.
And everybody's like
Dr.
that.
As we wrap up, I want you to just suggest some quick, healthy tips for care of the eyes, in spite of the fact that, some of us are screen dependent in today's world.
I was coming to that because there are 3 questions I asked. So I just answered the one for children's school. For screen time.
With emphasis at work.
Good.
We are screen dependent. Our results are tied to constantly focusing on
the screen, right?
What healthy habits can we cultivate to mitigate the impact of that
so
exposure?
we advise that you get protective wears for your computers, because you can't do it with the computers. We need it.
You need it.
So because of the harmful blue light that emanates from the system, we advise you to have your eyes protected. And then we also advise for the 20-20-20 rule. So every 20 minutes of walk, take your eyes off the screen, look at an object 20 feet away for about 20 seconds.
Wow.
So if you walk for about 20, sometimes it's difficult to follow that rule, but just take short breaks, consistent breaks. And then we also find out that blinking rate has kind of reduced. Because you want to catch the next action. So we advise that you consciously blink when you walk, because that is one of the leading causes of dry eyes. So we ask you to blink as often as you should blink. And then take short breaks from your system. In those days, when we have this desktop, we used to have this thing we put over the desktop to dim those. I don't know, but right now you can actually control that with your brightness, yes, on your system. So you can reduce the brightness on your system. You can get eye protection blue guard lenses to use. But bottom line, have your eyes checked once every year. That will just be a lifesaver.
Wow. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Dr.
so much
Nkechi
for
Ugo,
coming.
member Nigeria Optometric Association and MD Rema Heart Eye Clinic. It's been such an insightful session with you. We look forward to having you come over and again to share. I'm sure a lot of people want you to come back here because there are certainly some unanswered questions.